We are T-minus 4 days away from the premiere of James Gunn's new Superman movie, and like probably the rest of you, I am going through a bunch of waves of emotion about how to feel about this movie. And how I'm processing it is by going through my old comics and pulling out books that I love. One of the ones I wanted to pull out was one of my favorite parts of the Final Crisis storyline. So Final Crisis was a DC crossover event in, God, I think that was what, 2016 maybe. It was kind of all over the place. It was Grant Morrison's, heck, I'm not even sure what it was. I didn't like it very much. I thought it was kind of wild. It ended with the death of Batman. He traveled back in time, became a caveman, came back, which also led to some really great stories with Dick Grayson taking over and being Batman with Damian Wayne, and that brought us some really great storylines and some really fun issues. And then Final Crisis was just a way to make the status quo so Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne can be Batman and Robin. So be it. Of the miniseries that shot off from it, this one was my favorite. So this was Final Crisis, Legion of Three Worlds. This found Superman teaming up with the Legion from 3 different eras. So this actually is the classic 19... No, I'm wrong about that. It's the Legion Rebirth from after Crisis right here. Then we have the Legion from... Oh, this actually is the Legion from the new Legion that came back after, like in the mid-2000s. Then this one is supposed to be the classic Legion from the 1970s. Drawn by George Perez, written by Geoff Johns. The artwork in this book is incredible. It is an absolutely fun story. I mean, George Perez was firing on all cylinders in this book. There's a lot of really great scenes. Brings back Superboy-Prime, brings back Mordred, picks up some stories from the current Green Lantern series with Sodom Yat as... Is that who he is? Sodom Yat as the Green Lantern of the 31st century. There's some reveals. I won't tell you about what happens in here, but I think it's pretty well known by now that one of the big things that came out of this was the return of Kid Flash and Connor Kent. So the story had some really amazing bits in it. I thought this was the crossover that probably should have been for the summer, because there was so much more they could have done. It was only 3 issues long, which is kind of crazy, but it was a fun story. Here's what I love the most about this collected edition. So in the back, they give us something that I've yearned to see in comics for a long time: the scripts. So this actually's got a couple things in that make a lot of fun. One of them is the pitches that Geoff Johns had for things that could spin out of Legion of Three Worlds, the breakdown of each issue. The people in each issue kind of gives the description of everybody, of who's going to be involved. So we had the original Legion, the 0 Hour Legion, and the current Legion, which at the time was 2012 or something. Breakdowns of each of the issue. Issue 1 breakdown, issue 2, 3, and 4. Oh, 5. So this was a 5-issue series. I forgot about that. So here's kind of the series that they try to pitch out of this, of where it could go from there. I think this is pretty interesting because this just gives you more insight into the development of a comic book and some of the things that, when you're pitching a story, what are you trying to get out of it as a creator? Well, you're trying to convince the publisher that people are going to buy it, so people are going to spend money. The company's going to make money. So what else does he do? Well, here's some more storylines, and once this storyline's done, we can go make more money off these books, and it keeps going. So I think that's a fascinating way. If anyone who is interested in learning how to make comics, this is a fascinating look into the mind of one of the best writers in comics, Geoff Johns, and how he would pitch a script. And next up, we actually have the themes in the back. Here's the actual script. So again, if you're interested in writing comics, this is a really great primer about how, you can do it. This is the ending of the page, how he ends a classic page, to be continued. And of course, we have this pencils of each page. Look at that. George Perez, man, just absolute legend. Rest in peace. So Superman Legion of Three Worlds, one of my favorite crossovers of the last, say, the 21st century. I'll do a video of my favorite crossover major storyline from the 90s next. But anyways, Superman Final Crisis, I think this is available in our store. Go check it out. You're going to love it. It's a really great Superman Legion story. See ya.